Hello, everybody.
Oh wow! I didn't know you were live already.
We're looking for
My hair's like a freaking mess now.
we're looking for coverage that we know there isn't much of, but we thought we might find some riding with Biden coverage. But
Yeah, my hair's like a absolute mess. Yeah,
it's
if you have any videos or any pictures of the riding with Biden stuff, please tag tag the link on a comment or something. That'd be great, or message Manny because that's what we want. We'd like to have some coverage of it because there's plenty of coverage and videos of the Trump train that happened today, the massive Trump train, which we're going to talk about. Today we're going to talk about Trump train. We're going to talk about signs. And I guess we'll talk a little bit about sports and hodgepodge stuff. So join. I think that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm trying to share it on my Facebook, El Face, like one of my favorite priests would always say, El Face. It'd be great if y'all can join us, make comment. We'll put topics on there. First thing I want to talk about is, and if you got any writing with Biden stuff that happened today in Brownsville, please tag us, post it on there. I'd love to see it. I think, Manny, you were saying you had saw something earlier today.
yeah, somebody in Brownsville recorded like I don't know 8 or 10 cars or something like that.
Oh, really? That many?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Well, I did my first Trump train today. That was rather enjoyable. One thing you can say about Trump people is it doesn't matter if there's a storm brewing and it's raining, wind is gusting like crazy, coming all over the place. They will come. You call a Trump train, and they will come. This Thursday, and I'd like to get Orlando's supposed to join us in about 15 minutes or so. What is that noise? Seriously, what is that noise?
autoplay videos. That
You need to not do autoplay. Just take it off autoplay. You know how to do that on Facebook?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you need to do that because that just comes on. It sounds crazy. No, Orlando Perez from RGV Deplorables and over in Hidalgo County, who's joined us many times before on the show. He is going to join us and talk to about what happened in McAllen and with the rain, and then his travels over here. But this was a Trump train. I'm assuming just outside of Los Fresnos this morning. I'm assuming, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
that looks right. Yeah,
Yeah, it looks like that's on 511, but I'm not sure. Wait, this is not Los Fresnos, is it? Or is this in Laguna Vista? Well, the Trump train, there were several Trump trains that happened today. Yeah, this is definitely in Los Fresnos. Just before you get into Bob's World over on Highway 100. This is definitely Los Fresnos. What happened was we had one Trump train start in McAllen, and they went all the way from McAllen and met up with some people in Harlingen, and together they went over to Los Fresnos and met up at a location, Bob's World on Highway 100, met there. That's one Trump train. And actually, that's two Trump trains because people in Harlingen were already congregating, meeting the McAllen Trump train to join together. So that's almost two Trump trains combined, then go to Los Fresnos. You had another Trump train that started in Brownsville and went from Brownsville to Los Fresnos to meet up. Uh-oh. Is this a Trump train?
there's a little Joe mobile.
No. This is a Joe Biden thing. This is not right. This is just not right. We do not wish harm on anybody. This is not cool. If they crash into, I'm not gonna be happy, Manny. Seriously. Oh, dude.
You haven't seen this video?
No, I've not seen this video. No, it's not funny. Now, especially on a day when you had Trumpers over in Austin who were in their waves, and guess what happened? They switched over and the water capsized their vehicles. So on a day, you really want to post that video? That was really dumb.
That's been around for a few weeks already. Everybody's seen
no, but I mean that's the one on that little particular thing was attached to what happened today in Top Paterno. I'm gonna say it's dumb, guys. Get mad at me if you want to. I don't care, because we did have people in Austin. This is the video or what happened in Austin. They were at Lake Travis, and the waves got a little bit too choppy for certain people. I didn't realize the lake could get that choppy, but maybe there were so many boats there that they couldn't handle themselves. So there were actually some that got water over them. So far, the reports from local news media, CBS, local CBS there, and others have said that there haven't been any injuries or anything, which is good. But still, so doing that particular video, guys, on this day is kind of dumb.
I think they were just. I think it was windy out there. What I heard.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a particular picture where a woman is holding on to drink, not wearing a face mask, but she's on a boat and the wave is just going over, and it wasn't photoshopped or anything. She's literally like, whoa, holding a drink, and it's not. She apparently was safe, what I've been told. Hopefully nothing bad happens to anybody there, because we don't want that. I don't anyway. Other people may, but I don't. We are not like BLM and those that Antifa people who decide they want to hurt people, hurt property and whatever. Anyway, so you had the Trump train from Brownsville meet up over in Los Fresnos, and then you had their own Los Fresnos Trump train that met in Los Fresnos. They all congregated at Bob's World. They had a prayer. They had an opening ceremonies, and at noon they left. And right before people left, we could see the clouds. That's where I showed up. I just showed up late. I went there. I didn't have any flags or anything like that. I social distance. I didn't get off because that's just me. But I wanted to experience it. And so we drove in, and the you could see the clouds coming in, just dark. I mean, absolutely dark coming in. It almost looked like a tornado potentially, but it wasn't. And
you weren't part of that big photograph?
No, I didn't get off at all. I didn't get off at Bob's World. I didn't get off over at the convention center. I didn't get off anywhere. I just stayed in my car and just went, and with emergency lights on. And as soon as we turned on, rain just came over. I felt like I was the caboose, because I think I was the last person on the Trump train. And actually, no, I take it back. There were a couple people. Jessica Puente Bradshaw stayed on the shoulder and waited for everybody to go through so that she could watch them come out. And when we were driving, so she was actually behind me. And when we were driving, we saw a lot of flags on the ground, but you couldn't get out to go pick them up because, one, it's Highway 100 on Labor Day weekend. There was a lot of traffic, and it was just so much rain. And so when we were through with the storm, we ended up having police escort into Laguna Vista. And we drove in. I'm not kidding. It probably was about 300 cars at least. And considering with all the rain that we had, the storms and tornado warnings over in Weslaco and in the Mid Valley today, the fact that we had 300 cars at least, if not more, coming in, it was amazing to see that, even with all these storms. And so we went into Laguna Vista, did a little tour of that small community. People came out of their houses giving thumbs up, clipping videos, waving at you, American flags and whatnot on people's yards as they were celebrating, giving you thumbs up. When we were leaving Laguna Vista, I experienced my first middle finger as being part of the Trump train. And it was this guy hauling butt into Laguna Vista, obviously speeding. Because if you've never been to Laguna Vista, you kind of have to go slow, and just hauling ass and just giving everybody, not just me, everybody, the double bird. I don't know if I'm supposed to count that as one middle finger or two middle fingers, or I don't know if I was in some sort of middle finger menage a trois kind of thing. But that guy.
How many people were in the car?
It was crazy. And he wasn't driving. Huh?
How many people were in his car?
He was in the back seat. And so there was the driver, and the person in the back seat rolled down the window, wasn't wearing a face mask. Maybe it was like a Ford Bronco for all I know. It was yellow, one of those yellow looking beige vehicles, Suburbans or something. And he's just middle finger sticking out. Ah! And I'm just like, great, thank you. That's number one. And so then we were driving. We drove out of Laguna Vista, drove through Laguna Heights, and we no longer had the police escort. But as soon as we got into PI is when police people started pulling some Trump people over, some member of the
real.
and it was just like, am I shocked that it was Port Isabel PI doing it? No. Why? Because you got the Cameron County Democratic chairman is their city manager. Jared Hockham is their city manager. I'm not saying that Jared asked the police officers to pull certain people over, but quite honestly, we were on the slow lane in the Trump train, not impeding traffic, and people were passing us on the left lane, hauling butt. So people were not really speeding, but it happened as soon as we got there, and maybe some people were getting pulled over because they had their flags covering their front. And in the state of Texas, just in case you didn't know, you need to have both the front and the back license plate visible. Right. Usually they won't pull you over unless they want to be complete, you know what. Yeah. And so there were at least 3 Trump people that were pulled over, and there was one person that was pulled over by a state trooper, but I think that one was odd. And we support the blue. We obviously do. We're not Democrats. We're not Biden supporters. We're not Biden voters that decide they want to loot and blame police. But come on, guys. You know, of all the people that were probably following the law and not speeding through the tiny town of Port Isabel, it wasn't going to be the Trump train. But regardless. And anyway, so then when we were while that was happening, I got my second middle finger, but that was only a 1 bird. It was not a 2 bird. It was 1. So I know that was definitely 1 person. And right when we're getting into the end of Port Isabel, you know, 2 lights before the bridge, right before you get to Pirates Landing, I got my 3rd middle finger, but that was a double. And so I don't know if I'm supposed to count that as 5 now or that 3. But this
each one is 1, so
okay. No, but the thing is, he had multiple people in the car. There was somebody in the back seat. He was the passenger seat with a Happy Meal on his dashboard. I was able to see the Happy Meal. I'm like, he apparently was not very happy. So he decides to do the double middle finger to the person behind me. At this point, Jessica's no longer behind me. Now I have this big old white, you know, F-150, you know, probably King Ranch edition with like multiple flags flying behind me, and a smaller car, smaller than my vehicle, in front of me, and they had their flags on the outside. And this guy wanted to like throw him the middle finger because they were stopped at the light in front of me, and it was like the one in front of me was just a little bit in front of, and then the guy, he just wanted to have a conversation, I guess, with his middle fingers. And then the person in the back seat passenger rolled down his window and joined in the parade. They didn't throw the middle fingers as far as I can tell, but they had a nice little conversation. What that was like, I don't know, because I did not roll down my windows because I believe in social distancing. I don't believe that the pandemic is a hoax. You know, that may be our friend Minerva Peña, who's the BISD president of the board, or maybe our BISD superintendent. I don't believe it's a hoax. I maintain social distancing as much as possible. And that was the last of the middle fingers. And I kind of felt bad. I felt bad because I only got 3. And it's like, I expected more. But maybe there's always next week, guys.
There's always next week, yeah.
Always next week. So Biden supporters, if you all want to, you know, give us the middle finger and you want to do that, that's great. But I still want video of the riding with Biden today. I want to see the enthusiasm in Hyper Blue Brownsville for your friend, your former vice president, who probably can barely remember what happened yesterday, Joe Biden. I want to see that. So if you have any videos, please tag us. Please make a comment on the bottom. Please show us video of the riding with Biden. And if you all can't show us pictures or images of that, I assume it didn't happen. But you know what also didn't happen? President Trump saying bad things about our wounded warriors or our warrior dead in France. You know, that also didn't happen. I know Fox News wants to make you believe it happened because Jennifer Griffin seems to believe anonymous sources are okay and believes their sources. And these sources are so brave. So brave.
Yeah, I'm disappointed with Jennifer.
You know what? I don't only one show. One thing I watch on Fox News, and that's Tucker. All I watch. That's the only thing I DVR. I don't care about the rest of Fox News. I never really liked them to begin with. Why? Because they kind of sucked 4 years ago. They were totally into tan for President Trump when he was a candidate Trump in the primary. And I just lost, like, you know what? I don't really care about Fox News. But regardless, Jennifer Griffin, come on. Anonymous sources. It's like, let me guess, it's the same sources that the Atlantic had, the same sources the AP had, because they're all talking, but hey, if you guys want to be so brave, bring us evidence other than you all talking. Other than I know, I swear I heard it. I heard him say it. I told you, heard him say it. Other than that, I don't want to hear it. You got emails, you got photographs, you got text messages, you got something, and give us on the record stuff so we know who you are, so we can believe you. Like we're supposed to believe all women. When we do, we believe all women no matter what, except for the person that said what they said about, Vice President Joe Biden, again, who probably doesn't remember what happened last week or yesterday or this morning. Do you remember do you think he remembers what he did this morning, Manny?
Probably not. I mean, every time I see him talk, I feel bad for the guy.
I do too.
I feel sorry for him more and more than I feel like he's an idiot. I think it's life progressing and his mind is just leaving him.
Well, what do you expect when you have Dr. Lady Macbeth, Joe Biden? I mean, she wants to be like the next Hillary or something, or what? Making him run, feeling, it's sad. It is sad, but he's a willing participant. Well, I don't know how willing he is because he, again, probably doesn't remember.
Yeah.
Willing he is. Anyway, what's the next topic we want to talk about? Signs. I want to talk about signs. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, Manny. Signs. Have you seen any cool signs around town? For candidates? Any signs?
Besides the typical political crap?
Yeah, any political signs? Any political signs? Anything catch your attention? Anything?
Not really. Why? What have you seen?
I don't know. I like Phil signs. Phil Cowan signs. I don't like them. I think they're a joke. And have you seen the signs? You want to look at, you maybe look on Facebook. I'm sure you see a picture of it somewhere. It's Phil Cowan. What is he, like 100 years old, 80 years old?
I thought maybe you were talking about the signs that are those anti-Trump stupid signs.
Oh no. That's my buddy Joe Rivera, and those are probably constitute illegal signs because they don't have paid for ad on the bottom or anything like that, or I don't know, maybe I could be wrong, but that's just Joe Rivera. He's cool. I mean, he's Joe Rivera, great guy, very jovial. Love to have him on the show. But obviously not a Trump supporter. True blue Democrat is what he is. Anyway, and I'm playing with my hair. Mimi, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are, yes, I'm playing with my hair. It's really long. I just don't want to go to a barber because, I just don't. And maybe I'll just grow it out and make it longer. No, I'm
having a Baywatch moment.
Yeah, I'm like Prince Charming from Shrek. Anyway, what happened? Oh yeah, signs. So we have for those of you who are not from Brownsville watching us, we have a candidate named Philip Cowan, and he is running for re-election on the Brownsville ISD school board race, and he's like 80 years old. I have no idea how old he is. He's an attorney in town. He's a nice guy, good family. We can't say anything bad about the Cowans. We're not allowed to say anything bad about the Cowans. Whatever you do, don't ever say anything bad about the Cowans because they're good people. I have been told by multiple people, multiple Democrats, they're good people. What the hell good people means, I have no freaking idea. But they're good people, Manny. Whatever you do, don't ever say anything bad about the Cowans because they're good people. Anyway, so they're good people. And so Phil Cowan, he hired Pink 8 Media.
Wait. Are they good people?
What, Pink 8 Media? Have no clue. Do you think they're good people?
The Cowan family.
No, the Cowan people, they're good people. They're good people.
I just want to make sure they're good people.
Well, the Pink 8, I have no idea if they're good people. I just know that he hired Pink 8 Media. And not trying to give him free publicity. He's just, whatever you do, don't hire that guy. Please don't. Do everybody a favor. He needs to be out of politics as much as possible. I'm pretty sure Sylvia Atkinson agrees with us on that one. Anyway, there you go. Anyway, so Phil Cowan hires Pink 8 Media, and in that, are you able to find it? Go to his Facebook page. I'm sure you'll see a picture of him.
Okay.
He's standing. He's holding on to something. It appears he's holding on to something for dear. Who is it? Got it? Call phone call. holding on for dear life. It's a chair, not a chair, a chair. It's a yellow chair. It looks like one of those wobbly chairs that you would use, and like a little rolly chair. And he's holding on, and I'm just like, what message are you trying to tell people by holding on to a chair that you can barely stand? How old are you that you can barely walk? Or is that your walker? What the hell is that? And I'm seeing him around town, and he seems pretty jovial, very happy, and little smile, and holding on to that chair. Like, why? Why are you is that supposed to be like a school chair or something? Because really the message that I get, and Manny, now when you see it, you're going to get, is you can barely walk and you need help to stand. And how the hell are you going to stand up for children, stand up for the taxpayers, stand up for your teachers and staff if you're holding on to a chair?
Oh, I see.
Get it? All right, you're going to show it to everybody so everybody can see. I've already painted the picture for you.
Try to get that.
Manny's going to show us the picture of Philip Cowan, of the good people Cowans, because we have to have a Cowan in everywhere. We have to have a Cowan at the port, elected official. We have to have a Cowan at the.
Let me share this screen here of Mr. What's his name?
Yeah, Philip Cowan. Look at the here. I'm holding on. He even has his left hand over. What? Why are you holding on to your crotch, Philip? Why? Yeah. Seriously, why do you? Is that a finger? Like you can barely breathe? Is the pants too tight? Like, what the hell are you doing wearing that thing? I mean, seriously, holding on. Like, you can feel that grip, man. I know you're not there, Manny, but look at his grip. He's really holding on tight to something. I'm sorry, Philip. This was a bad picture. This is a bad sign. We do like you. You're good people. Again, you're a Cowan. You're good people, automatically good people. But this was a really stupid sign, and it is what it is. And it's not the first time that Pink Ape does really, really stupid signs, but you kind of have to agree with him. Whatever he tells you, you got to listen. He's like the smartest political guru out there or something. Anyway.
Yellow chairs got to match the yellow letters, right?
What?
Yellow chairs have to match the yellow letters.
Oh, there you go. And I think he probably picked it on the thing and matched the font color and everything and make sure it balanced out. And the thing is, anytime you see yellow lettering, it's going to be from our friends at Pink Media. They're the ones who do yellow signs. They're also doing John Chambers' signs, which I find very interesting. It's a big question when you have somebody organizing a campaign for a Republican candidate, and then you have other Republican candidates that want to work together with that Republican candidate, but really can't because that guy, that guru, is working for Democrats at the same time. And that's a question we're going to hopefully ask Veronica Deaton if she ever comes. Oh, by the way, I saw Veronica. She was out there with her crew handing out things. Veronica, I'm going to give you some advice. Here's some advice. You're going to get Republican votes. Okay. The people that are at Trump rallies or Trump trains, they're going to vote for you anyway. You don't need to go there. You kind of need to go where independent people are, because that's how you're going to be able to win. I'm not telling you something you probably haven't already heard. It's just common sense. Because guess what, guys? Cameron County is blue. Are you surprised, Manny, that Cameron County is blue? It's blue. And a Republican's going to get 35% of the vote just by having that R next to his name.
Yep.
It's going to happen. So you got to find a way to get the rest of them. If it's 30, you got to get 20%. And you're not going to get those at Trump train rallies. So do yourself a favor and go out there and meet people. Now, the problem is, and this is what we were talking about sort of yesterday with Josh Peltier, this is the problem with the Republican primary here in Cameron County. You have candidates who are running on the Republican side who don't really get to politic very much during the primary and don't get a chance to meet those people. So they have to meet them in the general election. And it's like, no, you meet them in the Republican primary. You continue to talk to them, but you go out and meet other people. And hopefully she will do that. And we can give her that advice if she were to come on the show, as she said she was going to come on the show and not cancel us on Thursday. I would have probably told her, don't do the Trump train anymore. Go out and meet other people. I don't think I saw Ray Gonzalez at today's Trump train. Why? Because he already has those votes. Well, he may not have certain Republican votes, Ray Gonzalez, but it is what it is. Anyway,
it's So how many in total? Man, your volume is really loud over there.
What is?
Your volume.
Why is it really loud?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, it's not me, dude.
No, we don't got any bells on.
Really? But we've never had this problem.
How many cars do you estimate that there were?
I said 300.
Holy crap!
What?
That's a lot.
Oh yeah, at minimum 300. Seriously, and the reason I say that is because, I mean, I'm not good at counting, but it probably needs 300. I really believe that's how many it was, because the entire parking lot of Bob's World was filled. Not everybody got off their vehicles, and even with rain, maybe not 300. Maybe I'm really highballing it, but yeah, probably 300. I'll just say 300, and then I'll leave it at that. I'm sure there'll be a Democrat out there try to prove me wrong and go and get the video and count every single car. Say, no, there was only 297. You were wrong, Roman. Like, okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so there's another what's the word? Another sign I wanted to talk about. Have you seen? Minerva Peña signs out there. Have you seen those signs? You're probably not gonna find them on Facebook, but maybe you will. If you can find those signs, that'd be great. Look her up. I'm sure you'll see it. What bothers me about her signs is it looks like it was taken at Glamour Shots. Do you remember Glamour Shots, Manny?
And 20 years ago.
Yeah. And so when you look at that picture, she's like, "Oh, look at me. Look, hi, vote for me." I'm just like, it's a picture I took when I was doing my quinceañera 70 years ago. And she has a hair bun like up. I mean, I'm not complaining about look at my hair. My hair's nasty. I know, I get it. But I'm not running for office, number one. And number two, so she has this like up there, like hair up here and her here. And I'm just like, look, I have hair up here. Look. That's not what she looks like now. She doesn't. Her hair's long, straight, probably a dye job, but black, dyed black. I don't do those signs, guys. If you're running for office, please, whatever you do, use a recent picture. You may look ugly now. I mean, I'm not the hottest looking guy. I used to be, somewhat attractive. That's why I got married. I used to be attractive. Manny, I'm sure when you were younger, you were like, very handsome. Now we're just older. But use something that looks like you.
That's a real pet peeve of mine on all these political signs is when people use photos of themselves that are touched up, extremely touched up, or they're obviously from 10 or 15 years ago. And that's so wrong,
Wait, can you think of one that's been very, very touched up that we can complain about that's locally or anything?
Oh, yeah. What's your friend that ran? She was in a runoff in July. Think of her name in a minute.
Orlando says he's here. So he's commenting. He's actually in the private chat. So that means he's there.
There he is.
There you are. Orlando.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Orlando. Sorry. Manny was so busy. We were talking about signs and we didn't know you were there.
We were talking about you with makeup. I heard it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean somebody else.
Yeah. No, I don't wear makeup. No. If Manny can find that sign.
I want to know what happened with the cops.
What? Oh, well, what do you mean? I told the story. I don't know. I haven't figured out who got pulled over or anything like that.
A client came in and I couldn't hear the rest of it. So the Trump train got pulled over.
A few people, maybe 3 people that I saw that got pulled over. 2 of them were PI, and one of them was a trooper. But I don't. I mean, one of them was probably, again, there were some people that put their flags covering their license plate. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they had, but I know from the looks of it, the one that I saw, everyone had at least one license plate visible, at least one.
Yeah.
And so
in reference to the anti-Trump march.
There was that's right.
Because the Democratic Party doesn't have a platform, so they all they could do is create an anti-Trump march. And I saw the photos. They had 12 people participate. That is a lot.
Okay, if you have those pictures, Orlando, send the link to Manny in the private chat if you can. so that we can see these. I want to see these people.
I think it is on the Facebook Trump Train 2020 site. One of the ladies from there posted the posters and stuff, and I counted, I think, between 10 and 12 people in total.
I mean, look, it's Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend is the traditional start of the presidential election. This is where things go, excited and crazy and stuff like that. But I mean, we want to publicize both sides, don't we? I mean, I remember I voted a Democrat. So I'm a Democrat. And so I want to, I want to see what my people are doing. We
have to work on you. We have to work on you.
I mean, I voted in the Democrat primary because there's no reason to vote in the Republican primary, at least in Cameron County.
Yeah, but let me explain what you do when you do that.
Oh, please.
I have friends of mine that tell me that all the time. I vote Democrat so I can vote for the local guy. And I said, here is where you're causing harm to the conservative party that doesn't exist in the Valley. If you keep voting Democrat in the primary, you're helping the local guy, the liberal pachanga palanca guy, get reelected and elected and elected, and you're not giving room to a possible conservative get on board because you're still voting with the Democrat guy just to help the local palanca. If you're going to, the way I see it, if you're going to support the conservative party, if you're going to go against all of these evil things, the riots and pedophilia and trafficking and all that stuff, then you have to vote conservative, and you cannot jump over for the primary and say, I'm going to vote for the local sheriff because he's a Democrat and he's a cuñado, and I got to vote for the local judge because es el tío de la tía de mi tía, and I got to vote for the other guy because es el padrino de mi maestra. No, if you're going to vote conservative, brothers, we have to go conservative only all the time. That's my opinion.
Oh, no, I respect your opinion. The issue with me is the conservative party in Cameron County is not conservative. I'm not no. You have a moderate county chair. You have a moderate favorite person that is the favorite son of the Republican. They're a bunch of moderates for the most part, and the Cameron County is just, they don't have local races where they're competing against each other, and all people care about is voting for, I guess, president. I mean, I will vote in 2024, probably in the Republican primary, because I want to vote for the Republican nominee, whoever that might be. But that's just me. I mean, I voted in the Democrat primary district because there's no reason for me to vote. It was only the second time I've ever voted in the Democrat primary. But I will continue to do that because I feel like it's more enjoyable for me. And I have no problem telling people I voted for Bernie. I did. Why did I vote for Bernie? Yeah, I voted for Bernie. Of course I did. Two reasons.
Bernie?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's the only person on the Democrat side that actually believes what he says he believes. I love your face a lot.
Bernie's a wacko, and look at Roman. They fit.
Right. And the other reason I voted for Bernie is he's probably the weakest candidate of them all. Absolutely. Right now, if Trump were running against Bernie, Trump would be winning the polls easily, because his voters are the ones that are going out there going crazy. Right now, Bernie's happy. Bernie's ecstatic.
Orlando, you got to give him the credit though. He did the train today. They gave him the middle finger and everything.
I mean, yeah.
So you were number one today.
Oh yeah. Oh, double finger. I was in 1 and I was 11 for 2 people. They gave me the double. It's not the first time somebody's thrown me the middle finger. Trust me. But no, I voted. And maybe I didn't vote for Bernie. I voted against everybody else. Maybe that's my thing. But yeah, and I don't have any problems telling people I voted that way, because honestly, Bernie is the only person on that side of the aisle that believes what he says. Everybody else
don't believe what they say. Come on.
Yeah, that's it. They don't believe. Yeah, no. I mean, we all know they're all hardcore leftists, but you want to make Biden believe, oh, I'm really more moderate. No, you're not, dude. You're not a moderate. You're a leftist, and we know you are. No, I'm a moderate. I want moderate support because moderates will vote for me, and I want to pretend that I'm not going to be appointing uber leftist Supreme Court justices so that I can get Never Trump Forever people to vote for me. I'm really going to listen to you, Never Trumpers. I really will. As soon as I'm in office, I'm totally going to listen. He won't even remember what he heard yesterday. He won't even remember anything. But these Never Trumpers, like Bill Kristol, or Amanda Carpenter, or Nicole Wallace, or that moron, Michael Steele, or that idiot who couldn't get John McCain elected, Steve Smith. Oh yeah, Biden's going to listen to us. Biden will like us. Biden will be totally cool with us, and we're going to be great. Or that Rick Wilson who has that Confederate flag thing on his ice pill, and then he trashes the Confederate flag, but he has like an ice chest with a picture. I don't know if y'all seen those images from his, I think it was an Instagram thing or whatever, and he was put to shame for that. But hey, all those little Never Trumpers, Biden will listen to us because Biden loves us. Biden's great. If it wasn't for us, Biden wouldn't win. Yeah, right. You didn't vote for Trump 4 years ago. The
Democrat Party is not ready for Bernie. As much as they used him, but they will not accept Bernie because Bernie will take them too far left, far beyond the squad.
Oh, AOC is going to run in 4 years. She is.
She's running for what?
President.
Bartender of the year?
Well, I mean, if Biden wins, he says, I think he's only going to be there one term. So if he's going to run in she'll run in 4 years. And I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be great.
Is he old enough to run in 4 years?
In 4 years, she's not old enough this year to run. She has to be 35, but she will be in 4 years. She'll be.
Do you see Biden going 15 days after he gets elected?
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. He's going to be one term, and even if he doesn't complete it, it's still one term. He's not going to run for re-election.
Is that considered one term, 15 days?
Yeah.
Isn't that like a trial period?
Not a full term. Okay, I'll be more exact. He's not going to run for re-election. And that better. Okay, you're going for re-election. That we won't have this disagreement. Anyway, what's the next topic we want to talk about? Orlando. Oh, yeah, you were going to talk. Did you go to the Trump train at all, or you didn't do anything?
I know. I was fortunate that I was an American today, and I worked for a living.
Oh, dear Lord. Why would you do that? Why would you do that when the federal government is giving everybody free money?
No. I'm an American. I work for a living.
Nah, that's not that. That's Biden's. That's Trump's America or Biden's America. I don't know anymore.
America, work.
Well, Biden came out. Did we talk about this yesterday? Biden came out and had a little press conference yesterday. Did you see any of the press conference? We didn't have you on at all yesterday, Orlando.
I made a comment yesterday during the press conference. I put a post up or at somebody's comment, and he was talking, and I swear to God, I heard a pen drop on the floor, and I heard the echo. And it was like, I swear to God, it was an empty room or something, or there were 3 people in there or something.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
Insinuating that he was not actually live somewhere?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Well,
it was funny to hear that. You could tell it was a pen. It just dropped, and it was just, you could hear everything. It was so quiet in there.
Because they're trying to Mr. Joe Biden, what do you think about Trump's soul? Do you think he's gonna go to heaven? Oh, guys, you probably don't even believe in heaven, guys. Y'all are Democrat voters. I'm a Democrat voter.
There you go again. Oh man, I gotta get on you.
I'm still looking for riding with Biden stuff and on all.
Still looking. Maybe when we're done with the show, we'll finally have that one picture with riding with Biden from Brownsville. Please, somebody tell us, show us. I want to see it, please. Anyway,
did
you
see the one specification and reference to the Trump train in McAllen? I believe I saw something written that there would be no vendors allowed, and that also that people running for political office could not be there accepting donations. And my comment to that is, you can accept a donation anywhere, anytime, from anyone. No one can stop you from accepting a donation, even if you're sitting at a park bench. But apparently those 2 stipulations were set out a day or so ago that no vendors, no one could be selling any political stuff at the Trump train parking lot, and that politicians could not be there accepting donations.
Okay. I mean,
Riding with Biden. Oh my God.
the parking lot, is that a private parking lot or something? Or,
No, actually, this was from, if I'm not mistaken, Florida somewhere a couple of weeks ago.
oh
This
yes,
must
that
be
was
from
the Florida one. That was to counter the previous 2 weeks Trump flotilla thing that they did.
Right.
You call that a flotilla or a golf?
No. Yeah, this was the golf carts, but this was to counter the flotilla that happened 2 weeks prior at that. I think it was at the Village, and it was.
Oh, by the way, I heard that today at the Travis Lake boat parade, a couple of boats sunk.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's okay.
My understanding is yes. One of my friends who's a reporter up in Austin actually mentioned it to me when I asked. Hopefully everybody was safe, and it appears so. Everybody was safe, and there were no injuries. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, Orlando, or not, but this was just some of the footage of the event. You see all the boats out there.
Oh, goodness sakes.
A lot of people.
I saw the Naples parade today, and it was huge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of people. I mean, if there's nothing else to do, I mean, there's football and everything, but there's a few football games.
There is what? I'm sorry. There is what?
A few football games going on today.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't think people are going to be watching it.
What was the word you used?
I don't know. I don't think football's going to happen anymore.
Look it up in the dictionary.
Yeah,
Did you say foosball?
Yeah, football. Yeah, American football.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought you said. Hey, a lot of people get a lot of free time, and since you can't go to the bars, you can't go to parties, you can't go to weddings, you can't go to quinceañeras, we might as well spend some money on fuel and take the boat out and party on the water.
We need to be able to give money to the energy industry, because if Biden wins, the energy industry is going to.
Oh, yes, that's right. He's going to shut down Ohio and Pennsylvania first, because that's the coal industry. So he's going to put them back in chains. Right? Yeah.
And don't forget about West Virginia. They're not going to be able to mine for coal in West Virginia no more.
Done. Back in chains.
No, absolutely not. Well, we were talking about signs earlier. Did you ever get a picture of Minerva, Manny? Her signs? Guys, I don't know about you all. Have you ever seen signs, Orlando, over in Hidalgo County? People, they look like a picture they took 20 years ago. Does that annoy you?
Oh, come on. I see that on Facebook all the time.
Like, come on. I
see a nice looking lady on Facebook, and I'll go through her profile, and the first thing I look at is what month and year was that photograph taken, and then you see is 2016. You're like, okay, and she hasn't posted a new photo.
There you go.
In 4 years.
There you go. This is Minerva. Yes. She is the board president. Our friend Erasmo Castro, who we're going to have on the show on Monday at 7:30.
Yeah, we got a good lineup next week. We got Erasmo Monday. We've got Frankie we got Carlos Tuesday, Frankie on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. You switched them then. Okay.
Yeah, we got that other gentleman that messaged last night. I'm going to try to squeeze him in on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Good. We're getting a good lineup.
So anyway, this lady's photograph is how old?
This was a picture. She's been using this picture for years. Okay, she's been on the board for like 12 years. She don't look like that no more, Orlando. She does not look like that at all. Not even close. And it's just like, why are you using this picture? Like, why use the same one? I know they saved, or maybe they're recycling. Maybe they believe in recycling, but this is a form of like cheating, if you ask me. I mean, what kind of an example, Minerva, are you telling our children, and that it's okay to tell people I look like this when I really don't look like this? Because you'll be shocked when you meet her, when you see her. You really, our friend Erasmo Castro calls her the penguin, and she's not referring to the penguin from the Batman.
No, in Spanish, La Pingüina.
La Pingüina, actually, La Pingüina. And he refers to her as this, but he refers to her as the Danny DeVito penguin. not the penguin.
Oh, I get it. So she very tiny.
No, she waddles, and her hair is like really straight, really right. And I'm not here to make fun of her. I'm not. No, I'm not. What bothers me is you're using a picture from like 20 years ago, glamour shot. Oh, vote for me. It's like, don't use a recent picture. She makes enough money in vendor money. There's enough vendors lining her campaign war chest. Take a new picture, put up new signs, and put them up and tell people what you look like. I mean, especially when you're not going to be block walking. I mean, she can't be block walking during the coronavirus. She's one of the people that believes that the coronavirus is a hoax, so maybe she will be block walking. Who knows?
A hoax?
Yeah, she believes it's a hoax. She believes that she actually, we have her on video. I think at Osmo put it on video. That she believed in May, that who knows, maybe in 2 weeks, when graduation comes around, the virus will just like poof, just disappear. And I'm just like, oh, magical. It was just gonna disappear in 2 weeks. That was in May, okay? So yeah.
I got one here.
Don't use pictures on your political signs that were from glamour shots. Did they even have glamour shots here?
Okay, I found it. Here
you go. What is it?
Give me a second here.
Oh, that's when it's gonna disappear. Yeah,
the virus dies on November 4th, people.
Yeah, it will. Because we're gonna have a virus, and President Trump is gonna give us the virus, the vaccine, and Kamala, not Kamala, Kamala Harris is not going to take.
Okay, you ready?
Oh, are you ready, Orlando? You've never seen this.
Yeah, don't be afraid now. Just be ready for this.
Wait, let me push back.
I was not expecting that.
Oh my God.
I was not expecting that, Manny.
Oh.
That dude, that is.
I have a comment. She ate the cake.
Okay, we're not making fun of you, Minerva, but you brought this up yourself because we're going to use you as an example of don't use signs from 30 years ago. I'm not saying, I run for office. The last signs I ran with were horrible. I hated them. But my campaign manager at the time desperately wanted me to use that. It was so bad.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
He made me use a microphone, and the microphone wasn't even turned on. And you could even see it. And I'm just like, dude, like, it's not even on. I did not realize that because we were just hold the microphone, act like you're talking, and look angry. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. You believe your campaign manager, but he made me do that. The damn thing wasn't even turned on. You could see, you know how you have a microphone and you see it, it was like the little switch on and off. It was literally off. I have 4x8 signs with that sign, it's literally off. Anyway, I can say that now. But
when I saw that picture, I pictured that little GIF of Jack Nicholson.
No. Do you have the picture of the Danny DeVito penguin so we can put that side by side?
Oh yeah, pull it up.
Okay. All right. Because you see, I thought you were going to show us that picture. I was not expecting me that.
But in reference to this issue with pictures,
yes.
I'd like for you to know that most people on Facebook and on every social media and even dating sites, the photograph is easily 4, 6, sometimes 10 years old.
Isn't that like you understand that? You know that when you see that picture, you can just she looks 5 years older than this. Right?
See, some of these people on social media, they don't expect to meet you in person. Therefore, they show you a picture of this is what I looked like 10 years ago. Wow, look how hot I looked. But since I'm never going to meet you, it doesn't matter. I don't have to post a new picture, but I get you to comment on my site or on my wall every day because you think I'm hot. That's what it's about.
I'll be honest. I have a picture on. Oh my God, that is the.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness, that is almost the same.
You see the resemblance?
Erasmo nailed it perfectly on that.
Yeah, this was Erasmo Castro, who we're gonna have on Monday as our guest. He was the one who came up and said, "This is what it is." No, what was I gonna tell you? And I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, you see, on my Twitter account, I don't have the same. I have a picture from 2011, I think.
Ooh. That's when he was full-fledged Democrat.
Oh no, I voted in Republican primary. Well, not in 2010. No. So I have that picture because I don't really like my face. I like that I added in a flag when added the Dobson flag, which is one of the original flags of Texas, and I love that flag. It's really cool. And so I have that flag, and I haven't changed it to the Facebook profile picture that Manny made for me, and I never updated it, so it's my fault. But yeah, but then again, I'm not running for office. I'm not trying to lead people.
So I'm going to show you a picture that in the recent elections.
Okay.
I met her in person.
Of who?
Of your friend.
Okay.
And the picture on her posters is obviously years ago.
Who this?
I mean, not that she's not attractive or nice anymore, but you can just tell there was so much.
Well, I mean, we can even go with and Sheriff Lucio. I mean, Sheriff Lucio is using a picture. He's 80, 90 years old or something, and he's using a picture from like he was fresh out of the academy. I mean, it's like it's a running gag. One of my good friends, Pete Avila, I love him. Great guy. I've always supported him. He's always supported me as well. I mean, he would use a black and white picture, and it wasn't even a picture; it was a drawing of him, and he just did not look as old. Anyway, okay, let's move on. Next subject. What subject do you want to talk about now, Manny? Anything?
Well, we hit the Trump train. I was sorry I couldn't find any real authentic riding with Biden.
So we did. We've been here 51 minutes, and we haven't had a single riding with Biden picture. Nobody's commented, and no one's said anything about it. Oh well, maybe it just didn't happen. Maybe they canceled it because of the rain. Maybe they were afraid that the rain was going to make
12 people show up today to the anti-Trump rally.
Yeah, but no, we were supposed to have one in Brownsville, Orlando. We were supposed to have one in Brownsville, and it was supposed to be a riding with Biden. It was supposed to counter, and it was am I right? Today is September 5th, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it was today. Today was the day. Riding with Biden didn't happen. Well, maybe there's always next week, guys. There's always next week. We'll talk a little bit about sports, I guess, because there was some news in the sports world. Right? What'd you hear, Manny? What was the news in the sports world?
The news in the sports world. Just what bothers me is that did we touch on it yesterday?
I don't know.
Football players want to put the guy's name. I don't even want to say his name.
Yeah, they got Drew Brees put a name here like this.
Yeah. No, they're going to have an hour-long justice thing and whatnot.
The NFL is going to teach us about social injustice and what we should do about it.
Yeah, this is the same league that has players arrested for doing drugs, beating up women,
doing drugs, and gambling and killing dogs.
They are going to be the role models. They're going to be the role model. That old commercial of Charles Barkley, where he says, "I'm not a role model," and I don't think people really understood it as much. But he is trying to say, "I'm not going to be a role model. I'm playing. I'm here to win. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life." And he's fairly conservative even now as a retired player. I don't think he's really gone on record on this social justice warrior stuff. But they're going to do that before the NFL season. Great, wonderful. Thanks for teaching us about social justice. This morning, you had Kirk Herbstreit, former Ohio State quarterback turned ESPN #1 color commentator for ESPN college football. Kirk cried on TV today because he said that if you can't feel sorry, if you're white and you don't understand what it's like to be black in America, I mean, at least feel sorry for them and understand that they're sad and what it's like. They don't understand the concept of not grabbing a gun or anything like that, or grabbing a knife, and you have to be very careful when the police comes around because they're terrified and they're scared. It's like, look, and he was crying.
What is that? I can't see it.
No, don't show whatever that was. No. Don't show that, please. Don't show that, please, because if you show any more of that, we wouldn't have a problem with Facebook putting us in Facebook jail. Don't want that. So please don't show it. I don't know what that is. I don't want to show that. I don't know what it is. I don't want to know what it is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to know what that is. I don't want to know what that is. I don't want to know. Anyway.
You got to have that nowadays.
I don't want to know what that is. I have no idea what it is. Don't.
I know what the other thing was. Kenny Smith, ESPN. Because what's his name? What's his name? Just got hired as a what's his name? Got hired as coach for the New Jersey Nets.
Oh, Steve Nash. Steve Nash hired. Yes.
And what did you hear? Kevin Smith. Did you hear what he said?
No, is it Kevin Smith? I thought it was Steve Smith.
Maybe Steve Smith. Sorry.
Yeah, Kevin.
He's talking about, oh, you know, he's my friend, and he's got a lot of friends, and everybody's behind him on this. But that would not have happened. That position was not offered to a black guy, only to a white guy with no experience. That would not have happened to a black man. They would not have even gave him the opportunity because he had no experience. But him, because he's white, gets the opportunity.
Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd.
I have a question.
Jason Kidd.
If there was no big regular season for the NBA, how come all of a sudden I hear that the NBA is in the playoffs when there was no regular season?
They had regular season from the beginning of November when they were in China or something, and all the way through March. And so their regular season only needed like another month to end. So yeah, they did have a partial. They did have a partial regular season. The thing is that this is Jason Kidd. You know what coaching experience did he have before he was hired as a coach? I think he was actually hired with the Nets too. You know, wasn't he? We had.
I got this small video clip. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but let's get the gist of what he said on this thing.
Max Kellerman, Molly, this is one of the toughest positions that I've ever had to take in my career on First Take. And here is why. I want to first state that Steve Nash has no coaching experience. But if you talk about an outlier, an individual that is just special on so many levels, it is Steve Nash. Not just as a player, but mentorship to some degree with Steph Curry. The brothers that he has looked out for and supported when Quentin was his aide or was his teammate, and he took money off his plate to make sure Quentin Richardson got paid. When he had his man Steven Jackson, his former teammate, his teammate at the time, living with him and took him in and looked out.
Why are they doing Steve Nash the Laker?
The league.
How long was he a Laker? Like 6 minutes?
Well,
right.
I mean, oh my God! Wait.
Here we go.
LeBron James here.
Opportunity, absent the experience.
Here we go.
That obviously he has as a coach. It is him. It happened for Steve Kerr, who had never coached on any level before, but he took a white and look at the job.
Anything like this, Steve
is widely respected and loved by a whole bunch of people in the NBA, black, white, and beyond. Congratulations to him. He deserves it. I get it. But this ain't about him, what I'm about to say. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no way around this. This is white privilege. This does not happen for a black man. No experience whatsoever.
I hadn't even heard about this. Jason Smith.
And you get
point guard.
Real smallest violin there.
I know.
No. There's another guy. He's currently coaching Alabama's college basketball team.
But
he played for the
passed up.
I think he was the little general. I can't even remember. He's obviously African American. I just don't remember. And I say that because I'm using African American as the example. You know what I'm talking about? Look up, college Alabama college. He's either coaching at Alabama or coaching in Arkansas. I think it's Alabama. He didn't have any coaching experience when he was hired as a coach, did he? There's plenty of people that have been hired, that former players that get hired as coaches in the NBA.
Of all colors.
People get hired all the time without any experience. All you got to do is have a name and who is who. If you want something recent, Hunter Biden, hired as a director of an oil industry company with zero experience.
Insane white privilege. But then again, I am apparently because we're supporters. You and I, all three of us, were all coconuts. So that's apparently what we are.
How many times do they make contracts for players for millions, and they bomb, and they're not worth the millions that they are, and you never hear from them.
In the ML and Major League Baseball draft. I mean, they do it all the time. You sign a kid out of high school, goes over and never gets it out of AA.
Yep.
So lucky to make it a AA. Some of these people, they bomb.
So that's all I got for sports today.
All right.
Well,
anyway. Every day we're going to try to do a little bit of sports every day on the show because we want to talk about sports. Yeah, I know. And Orlando's going to be bored out of his mind, but we'll do a politics spin on the sports. Okay,
I will make my own T-shirt. No worries. I'm going to put a big banner here. Rest in peace, and I'll have mariachis and everything on the background, and I'll do my best to help out with the X sports season.
Well, we were one of the reasons we came on Saturday. We were hoping to have Jessica Bradshaw or Josh Peltier call in, join us from the Trump train festivities on the island, but it was crazy on the island today.
Wow.
It was a lot of people, a lot of massive people. You can go through. You can go to the Cameron County Conservatives Facebook page, and you can see a lot of images on there. You can go through those, man, if you want to. You can look at some of those pictures. Yeah, not that.
What was that? Oh my God.
Yeah, something I did not need to see.
Yeah, like thanks, Manny. My eyes are like.
How do I see that? I'm gonna have to take alcohol.
Thanks, Manny.
Oh, this was Marilyn Ponder.
First, it's a picture of Minerva Peña, the penguin from the Batman Returns movie, when Michael Keaton was the Batman.
Oh, here, check this out. Were you aware of this? Real quick before we go.
Wow, no, I did. In the valley?
Wow.
What valley? An actual valley or
Israeli Americans organized a 10 rally in the valley. Yeah, but what valley?
In California.
Israeli Americans love it.
Wow, great. All right, go to the Cameron County Conservatives Facebook page so we can see some of those pictures from that image if you're able to.
You know, I went there and there was not a lot of stuff posted yet.
Really? Jessica Bradshaw had some, didn't she? Regardless, don't worry about it. Join the Fat Cameron County Facebook page. They're already up to 8. They only started 2 months ago, and they're already up to 800 members of the group. You have to fill out an application because that Facebook group doesn't just want lurkers. That Facebook group wants people who are going to go out and gain support. People are going to be active. If you join that Facebook page, that Facebook group, they want you to participate in Trump trains. They want you to block walk. They want you to make phone banking. They want you to go out and get conservatives elected. And that is what a real conservative movement is all about.
Yes, of course.
It's not about let's elect people. Let's get together. We're precinct chairs. We're gonna get together. We're gonna make decisions and we're gonna vote. No, it's about getting a message out and knocking on people's doors. Poll watching, it's holding a sign, it is phone banking, all kinds of stuff. That is the Trump train coming into Freddie Fender City, otherwise known as San Benito.
Yeah.
That going into that is a Trump train all together lining the valley. And can you imagine? This has been in the works for a couple of weeks. In spite of the rain, you had that many people coming,
and it was some serious rain today. We got good rain.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, there's one thing. When the announcement was made 2 days ago about the La Quinta Inn anti-Trump rally. Do you see the photo? Do you have the photo that they posted about the anti-Trump rally at La Quinta Inn? The
No.
very
No.
It has about 30 or 40 different signs and banners and all of that. And when you zoom in, you can tell it's just a big old Photoshop.
Yeah.
Because there was just too many banners all together for it to actually be real. So
Yeah.
they just photoshopped the thing and said, look,
And
we
those,
got this many banners.
and just those images are in Laguna Vista. Those in Laguna Vista. That's
Like
probably
it.
what might have gotten pulled over because they didn't have their license plate shown in the front. No, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying they were, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Look at the rainbow flag even.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. The rainbow flag.
No.
On the right side of things, believe that
I
or not.
remember when our White House was lit up in a rainbow flag.
All right. Yeah. So that's over at Bob's World. People getting ready, double up, double parked and whatnot, and ready. And the thing is, just so you know, when we got onto the island, there were even more people waiting for us to join in there as well. There were people that were waiting for us in Laguna Vista that joined, and so it was. That's why when I'm saying there were 300 cars, there were, that they were just traveling together and meeting up and gathering. And when they got to the island, they pretty much just separated and they just went around in circles. There were people in various businesses. You could tell they were part of Trump train because they had Trump flags and whatnot. So there were quite a few people there. All right. Well, I guess that's it for the show tonight. We'll try to do a show mañana. No guarantees. It's a Sunday. But definitely be ready. Be on the lookout for this week. We're going to have some good guests on. We're going to try to interview. We're going to have, like I say, Erasmo Castro, Brownsville Independent School District candidate for trustee. We have, what happened? What?
Text me.
Oh, yeah, we'll text you. We'll definitely. And then we have Carlos Elizondo is also running on Tuesday. And Carlos Elizondo is also running for BISD on Wednesday. And we have an independent conservative candidate running for sheriff. We're going to have him on Thursday. If you are a candidate and would like to come on the show, message us on Real Politics or message Manny, and we'll fit you in. Even if there's 2 or 3 people, this is a friendly confines. I'll ask you all kinds of questions. Don't feel any pressure. You want to get your message out. You want to send us your press releases. We'll be happy to share them on the feed and on our page. And on our website, so please feel free. And if you're watching us on Facebook, if you have a YouTube account or a Google account, please subscribe to our Facebook channel. We're not really growing our YouTube channel because we're focused a little bit on Facebook right now. But if you're able to subscribe, we would appreciate it. Help us get some subscribe numbers over there. And I'm having fun doing the show. We'll be doing the show because we want to. When you watch, great. You don't. We just hope you enjoy our program. Any last words, Orlando? Anything you want to say?
I think someone should try contacting the manager of La Quinta Inn on 10th Street and just straight out ask him, do you understand that the anti-Trump Democrat group is promoting you as their host when it actually can turn around and hurt you because you may lose a lot of Trump supporter business? And I wonder how that manager is going to feel.
You don't want to do the same thing that they tried to do to you all with Simon Properties. That lady tried to get you all canceled on Simon Properties, and I don't know if you want to do return to favor.
We don't want to cancel them. We just want to let the guy know, are you aware that you may be losing money by allowing these folks to promote you as their sponsor?
Yeah, it's up to you all. That's what you all should do if you don't feel like you're doing it. I'm just making sure that you all understand that there's we don't want to be canceled like they do. Manny,
No. Wait. We don't want
Manny, any last words?
No, not right now. Please join us. We're gonna have some exciting topics to talk about, and we always make it fun.
If you have any, we'll make it fun for you all. Have fun. If you have any questions for Osmo or anything like that, put them on the Facebook feed, even watching us on YouTube. And there are some people watching us on YouTube. Put them on there. Yes, I know. That's how you feel about the sports world, the professional sports world. All right. Well, God bless you all. Take care. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. Have a rest of Saturday, and we'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
All right, guys. Signing off.